Good morning and welcome to a very gloomy Thursday morning. It is, what is the date?
16th.
16th of May. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Anyway, 16th of May, Thursday. It is very gloomy outside. We've got lovely rain, which is fantastic.
It's really gloomy in here actually. It feels like we're peering through the gloom, but actually
it's because of the massive window.
What I can see of the thing, because I haven't got my glasses on.
Oh.
From what I can see, I'm better in soft focus.
Anyway,
carry on.
I think we all are, aren't we?
Carry on.
Yeah, so I think it is literally because we've got the massive window behind us, which I think you can see reflected.
That's my car.
In the frame. I forgot what the word was then. Yeah, it just makes it look like it's not so gloomy for at least on camera. I mean, the room does look very dark, doesn't it? But anyway,
you'll have to excuse my curls because I've just come over from my house and I got caught in the rain. And so that's why my hair's up, because it's just literally my friend tangent already. So my friend's got one of those air wrap. Other makes are available. I didn't say the make, but you know the one where it grabs your hair and curls it. And so I borrowed it to sort of play with it, and I had lovely bouncy curls, and then it rained. Yeah. And so my hair's gone.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can still see some of the curls around here. It's really cute. Go with the curl in the middle of her forehead.
Right then.
Yeah, anyway. So after all of that, who are we? So my name is Shannon and I am the face behind Blue Fern Yarns. I have my own website, which is bluefernyarns.co.uk. You can contact me on any of the social medias as Blue Fern Yarns, or via email, which is hello@bluefernyarns.co.uk.
And I'm Amanda, and I'm Miss Mandy Lou on Instagram and Ravelry, and I have a Gmail account or an email account, and it's definitely amanda@gmail.com.
That makes you proud every time you say it, doesn't it?
Yeah. And together we're the Norfolk Girls Knitting, and we have got our own Instagram account and obviously our our TubeTubes account. I think change approved. I think that should be our TubeTube account.
Yep.
Norfolk Girls Knitting, because obviously you can see us. Hopefully,
fingers crossed.
And we've got an email account which is
norfolkgirlsknitting@gmail.com.
There we go. This is episode 8. You would have thought we'd got it down by now. Nope.
Definitely not professionals. We'll never be professionals at this. I won't. You might be.
Do you know? No, I don't think I ever will be. But I think the introduction part, once you're in and you go in, you're fine.
Yeah.
But it's the introduction.
Ending the episode, because you keep going off on tangents.
You're not allowed to pinch me, but you can actually
go like that. Okay.
If I'm talking too much.
Okay.
Tap me out.
Okay. Anyway, so how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Been busy?
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
So, back at work. Been back a month. It was a month on Tuesday.
After Australia.
I never mentioned it. I never said it. But yeah, I've been back a month. So I've just been working hard. I've got a new little part-time job.
Yeah. Not exactly. It's not every week.
So yes.
Yeah.
We're making it a little bit more official. So I've always done quite a bit in the background for Blue Fern Yarns. Blue Fern Yarns. And so did I have an interview?
No, actually. Maybe we should do that. Anyway, this day that's next week that you're going to come and work for me. It's kind of a trial run, because if you don't do everything right...
Or I'm on probation.
Yeah. You're on probation. Maybe that will be your interview.
Okay, fair enough.
You've got a lot to do, though.
Fair enough. But yeah, so I haven't really been doing much. I've sorted out all my yarn, and I've got a massive amount to destash, so need to work out how to do that. that's about it, really.
When she says she's got a massive amount of yarn, she really has. So I went over and I kind of escaped my house for a couple of days, didn't I?
Because you had no windows and it was really cold.
So I went and sat over theirs and made Tom sit in the cold for 2 days. Anyway, yeah, and she kept pulling these boxes out, and it was like box after box after box. I was like, how do you even fit in that room, in your bedroom, with all this yarn? And yeah, there was loads, and we got some backpack bags, which meant you could actually store it a bit better. We've organised it, so you've got, you know, where all your 4-ply is, or your sock, and then your DK and lace and all that. So it's all organised.
And there was just so much of it, which was so overwhelming, and it was just kind of, I knew that I wasn't going to be using all of it. It was just, and it was too nice. I didn't know what to do with it. It was too nice to just sort of,
for a charity shop.
So and obviously I need to save air miles, air tokens. So because I should be going back. And so.
But you got rid of 3 large boxes. Well, got rid of. It's currently sitting in my studio.
So we've taken photos of one lot. But yeah.
You say we, you.
I've taken photos of one lot. And so I just need to decide how to do it. But anyway.
More on that later. Once we figure it out.
So what have you been up to?
A lot of work. I was at Wonderwall Wales at the end of April, which was so much fun. What?
Thank you for the love. You just tangent. You said Wonderwall Wales.
Yeah.
And because I was here on my own, wasn't I?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I did a video when Shannon was at Wonderwall Wales.
Oh, that was a really good video.
Thank you for the love.
Lots of people were fangirling, which really freaked me out, because I was like, what do you mean fangirling over me? I don't do anything. I just run a small business. But they, like, for us, and they were like, is your mum here? And I'm like, no, she's at home babysitting the cat.
See, they love me more than you.
Yeah, I think they do, actually. It wouldn't surprise me. Everybody loves you more than me. Anyway, so I was at Wonderwall Wales, which was really, really lovely. We were in a completely different space from last year, and I loved it. The buzz was just absolutely amazing. So yeah, we did that. Saturday just gone, we had the pop-up at Venetia's, which was a lot of fun. We took a lot more yarn than we usually do, but it actually looked really good with with the stand. I didn't bring all of my yarn, but we did bring a lot more than
So you
usual.
didn't take your mini wool, did you?
No,
this time.
But we did have mini sets and things like that. So yeah, no, it was really good fun.
And you've got another one planned in November.
Yep, we're back there in November, so if you want to pop along, do so. Yeah. It's at the end of November. Is it 30th?
30th of November. So if you're in Norfolk, pop and see Venetia.
Poor Venetia's going to end up drunk again, isn't she? So how many times is that? 4 or 5?
Yeah. But yeah, Venetia's Yarn Shop in Fakenham. That's another one.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful shop. It's massive. And the way that it's all laid out is fantastic.
What else have I been doing? I'm just looking at my notes. So I've been doing some advent dyeing, which has been fun. And then also I have actually been getting my knitting mojo back, which you'll see. But finally, after I don't know how long, and I think it's because I'm actually able to use some of my stash, and I don't feel pressured just to use
it was like when we said about starting the podcast, the reason we wanted it to be separate. Well, I didn't want to do one on my own, and you wanted to be separate from Blue Fern Yarns, because this isn't a business podcast. It's not
this is a hobby podcast.
This is a hobby.
Yeah.
Showing our wares and learning from each other and from everybody. So
So getting my mojo back, which is quite nice. And that's basically what I've been up to.
Yes.
Work and more work.
So we've got a feeling this one might be a long one, because I'm back and I'm knitting.
So the one who's got lots of stuff usually has lots of stuff this time.
So last time I literally showed you a sock that I'd been working on before I went to Australia, and a top. The top has been finished, but it's blocking at the moment, so it's still damp, so I can't show you today. So hopefully next time. And I'm wearing so I did say it was finished last time. but Shannon's kindly blocked it for me because I haven't got space big enough.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't sewn my ends. Don't judge.
I thought
Anyway.
they were sewn in, you just need to cut them
No,
off.
I know, because I was trying to decide which... I'm glad you didn't cut them off. I was trying to decide which way to wear it. So this is the Briochealicious shawl by Andrea Mowry.
Yeah.
And it's knit in Emma's yarn.
Struggle.
Yeah. And so...
you might want to... That's the way the pattern is.
So according to the pattern, that's the right way.
And it is a long shawl, so
Yeah.
if we go sort of from here with all the ends.
And we're going.
And we're
I'm
going.
going,
And there we go.
There we go. So according to the pattern, this is the right side. Poses.
I know.
And I made it in Emma's yarn, and I used the same colour for the top one and the bottom one, and I used a different one in here. So this one is Once Upon a Time, as is that one, and this one's I'm going to turn it round. So this is the wrong side according to Andrea. I can say Andrea because we're mates.
Anyway.
Yeah, so this contrast colour here is called Once Upon a Time, and this pink is called Party Time, and the purpley one, hold please, need to look my notes up.
I'll just stand here.
Twilight. Yeah, and I can't decide which way round I like it. I like it both ways actually. So you can tell we're related.
I'll do it then.
Yeah, so that's the wrong side, and that's the right side. So we stop laughing.
But it's lovely both ways. So it's kind of like two shawls in one, because you could wear it with it slightly brighter, or you could wear it slightly more muted, depending what outfit you're wearing. And
what I quite like about it is when we're sitting, I quite like just to put it around my shoulders, because it keeps them nice and warm.
Yeah.
There we go. And I've turned it round. There we go. I could probably almost stand on it. It's that long. But yeah, so that's my finished Briochealicious shawl. And I did say that I would show it to you once it was blocked.
Yeah.
There we go. So what are you wearing?
I am actually wearing, again, it's another shawl, but I'm wearing my Slipstravaganza. So I'm not going to go into too much detail because we have shown this
on the podcast previously. If I can remember, I'll put in the episode that it was a finished object.
Yeah. So the colours that are used are the yarns. So the black is the After Dark on my Yak base, which is my own Blue Fern yarns. And then the fade that is in there is a 13 20-gram mini skein fade from Beth at Beehive Yarns. And again, I'm just wearing it wrapped around my shoulders because
it's a bit nippy.
It's just comfortable. I like a blanket. I like a shawl. I like something that I can just wrap myself in.
Yeah. Right then.
But yeah, so I have got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 finished objects. Oh,
we need to do the.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. On check-in just before we started recording. Which kind of freaks me out. We are at 512 subscribers. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Can't believe it.
Yes.
Now imagine that all 512
Oh no, don't do that.
Sat behind the camera.
It's bad enough like at East Anglia when somebody came up to me and said, we were watching you in McDonald's before we got here. Okay. Yeah. So so in order to say thank you, unfortunately we can't thank everybody, but we're going to do a little giftaway.
Yeah.
We've gathered a few bits together. So my lovely assistant.
So we've got a few fun little things all together.
Yeah.
So first up we've got this little Knit Happens mug, which we think is very cute.
we've got the We Are Explorers mini set from Castleview Yarns.
So that set, I believe, is from... Is it the Moana theme?
I have no idea. I've not seen Moana.
Have you not? I watch it like at least once a month.
I haven't watched E.T. either.
Oh my god. You're going to be trained properly.
I did watch Jurassic Park last year.
Last year? Is that the only time you watched it?
Yeah. Right.
How am I your daughter?
Castleview Yarns.
Yeah, sorry.
We Are Explorers minis set.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that that is based on Moana, and I think that's Monster Realm. I think that's the only one that I remember.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 20-gram minis.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have got gauge square. We don't need it because we don't use them.
Much.
So, having said that, anybody that I test knit for and anybody that I sample knit for, I do a gauge. But for generally,
For yourself.
for myself, what I do is
Or for me.
I've said it before, I tend to knit and then I measure the gauge as I'm knitting.
And if you don't like it, you rip it out.
And if I don't like it, I rip it out. And if I do like it and it isn't meeting gauge, I do some maths. I kind of see patterns and gauges as guidelines. For me.
For you.
All right.
And
And then finally, a bit embarrassed about this,
why?
I made a project bag. So, it's a sock set size.
Or a hat.
Boxed bottom. Got to do that. Boxed bottom. Yeah, and it's got leaves on. And inside, it's got that on. Kind of just like a...
Show them where you folded it over.
What?
So,
Oh yes, like that.
yeah. I didn't smash it, it's fine. I thought I did.
There you go. So just a little sock bag. And so everything will go in there, gauge, square, the minis.
Yeah, it's not helpful, is it?
No.
But it will all go into the little bag.
Yeah, and obviously we'll package it up.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world?
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world. And what we would like you to do is, we'd like you to like and subscribe the video, please.
Please do.
Please. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help us out enormously.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so if you like and subscribe to the video, to the channel, and we want you to make a comment that includes knit happens.
Yeah.
Because that's what's on the mug.
Yeah.
Knit happens.
Yeah.
Be creative. We quite like that.
Yeah. But you don't have to be
You
creative.
don't have to.
You could literally just leave a comment that says knit happens if you want to be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's open to anywhere in the world. We'll draw the winner
on our next podcast, I think.
the morning of our next podcast.
Yeah.
And we'll put a message up on Insta to say we're recording.
Yeah.
So, and it'll probably be in about 4 weeks'
4
time.
to 6 weeks is usually our sort of turnaround.
You've got a couple of shows coming up, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you
Yeah.
so much for everyone who's
Yeah.
joined us so far on this journey, who's talked to us about this little journey.
I feel as if I've got friends all over the place.
Yeah, it's been lovely.
Yes.
It's really lovely.
And I got a lovely message from somebody who commented that the first yarn that I pulled out on my Australian yarn video was from the town near where she lives. So I bought it at Harndorf in South Australia, and she lived near there, and she uses Kathy's fibres all the time.
Aww,
and apparently,
so lovely.
she says next time you're over, she holds a knit and natter once a month, and she's got a studio that she opens on by appointment. So that's definitely on my list for next time.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Oh, I might be coming with you. Do you think Darren will let me stay? Maybe.
Might do.
Maybe not.
Actually, that'll be good because it means that
we can gang up on him.
No, you can drive when we go to wineries.
Oh.
So both of us can drink.
No, because then I have to put you. Oh, I'm not coming. I don't want to put you to bed when you've had a drink.
She says it like she's done it loads of times.
I've done it more than I need to.
It's, what's the word? Where you learn stuff.
teaching moment.
Yes, well, it's a teaching moment. It's character building or whatever, something like that. It'll come to me later on, and of course I will say it on the podcast.
Okay.
Right then.
Anyway.
So thank you very much. Anyway,
Thank you.
Back to our
usual.
Blimey, we're only 20 minutes in.
I know we haven't shown anything other than what we're wearing.
Right.
Well, technically you have, because that's a finished
object.
object.
This is a finished object, so I have shown something. So, right then.
I've got 3 finished objects and 3 whips.
I don't know what I've got, but I'm just going to keep going until I've stopped, until the bags run out. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, seeing as it's May, and we're
5 or 6 maybe.
taking part in the Musselburgh May, should
yes.
we show our Musselburghs?
Yes, so the Cosy Crab said that she had been enabled by us to start a Musselburgh. So she was going to cast one on, and she put a hashtag, and it was going to be Musselburgh May.
Yeah.
So we couldn't resist.
So if you don't know, the Musselburgh is you cut. Oh,
if you've watched us before, how could you not know what a Musselburgh is?
Yeah, so you cast on with
a done it with mine, which is
would have been easier. You do yours.
So
then.
basically, it's you knit along. It's by Ysolda. She mentions us. We're friends. She mentioned us on Instagram. Anyway, so the Cosy Crab, go and follow her. She has started the
Musselburgh May.
I keep doing it wrong, so I have to put two hashtags. The Musselburgh May. I'm going to put the right one on the screen. So you knit a Musselburgh in May. So that's Shannon's one.
And I finished mine. I actually finished mine in 7 days because I couldn't put it down, which is part of where I found my knitting mojo. What?
You've that's better.
You're mean.
So, what did you make yours out of?
So mine is made out of...
Your hair's all gone all fly away.
Yeah, I can't find the tag. Where's the tag? I had it just here. Nope, I've lost the tag. I'm going to have to use my notes. Bear with me. So this is my second Musselburgh I have ever made. And I've used the yarn from the Knitting Shed, which is called Ainsworth Prin. It's called Marmalade Police is the colourway. So this is sort of how it is. It's their classic sock base, which is 365 metres per 100 grams. And it's an 80% merino, superwash merino, 20% nylon.
Did you use every last gram?
No, I didn't. You're taking the mick now, aren't you?
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, so...
One do you want me to show you?
Yeah, show... Oh, there's the tag.
She's found the tag. It was on the floor.
Here's the tag. And here's the yarn.
So what you do is you start off with a little pinhole cast on. And then you've got 4 increase points. And then you knit down. And then you just keep going. And then you do decreases, which mimic the increases. And so you've got a big long tube.
Yeah.
Then you tuck one end inside the other.
Oh, I can't do this very well.
And, top tip, if this doesn't look brilliant, tuck this end in.
Yeah. I like my cast on though. It's so neat compared to the one that I did originally. How neat that one is. Hopefully you can see it. So proud of that.
Can you see mine? No.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to see that on a...
We can't really see it until it comes to editing, and it's changed colour again. So this is a really hard colour to show. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can... It's by the Colagirl Collective. It's one of my Australian yarns. And I think I did mention that I was going to make a Musselburgh with it. So I cast it on. Oh, that might be.
That's sort of true to colour back here, yeah.
So it's called Olive Grove and it's green. It's definitely green.
Yeah.
But it's a really hard colour to photograph.
Yeah,
because if you see it...
You're right close. Right close.
Right close.
What the hell language is that?
Go right close.
if you go really close, that is beautiful. But like
it's really hard because it's that colour. It's that.
Yeah, sort of here, isn't it? Yeah.
So I'm not even halfway, I don't think. But this is what I'm knitting on. So at work, I've mentioned it before, I work for the blood service. So we go off to different venues, we set up, we have our lunch break, and then we have a gap of probably about half an hour or so before the donors come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my knitting time, and this is my basic round and round. I always have a round and round and round project. So this is what I do at work. Yeah. We had a meeting this morning and I just sat and knitted. So,
yeah. Yeah, so there is a tip that I completely ignored.
Yes.
Or did wrong. So if you're making a Musselburgh and you want to use as much of the yarn as possible, they say if you weigh the skein before you start, then do your increases and weigh it again, that difference is what you need to do for your decreases. So you can literally knit the whole tube and the rest of it and then make sure you've got that much left. Say it's 10 grams, it's not, because it's not that. Well, it might be if you've got a really, really big head.
Mine was, it was 9.5 grams.
Yeah, so maybe 10 grams. We'll say 10 grams just for the sake of argument. So say it's 100 grams, you've got 90 grams for your increases.
No.
You've got 10 grams for your increases. You've then got 80 grams to knit the tube in, and then you've got another 10 grams to do your decreases. So ideal way to use all of the yarn, and you don't get scraps.
I've got to the point where I can get away with I think that is about the shortest I've been left with.
Oh really?
On mine, yeah. So this is number 5 for me.
So yeah, so I thought I'd be clever and I'd do that. Except I did my cast on. I weighed it before I started, and I had, so the skein was 111 grams in total before I started. So, you know, I did my increases, and then I knit about 3 inches, and then thought, oh, damn it, I forgot to weigh the yarn. So I thought, oh, I'll weigh the yarn, make a note of how much yarn it used and how much I had knit, and then ignored the note of how much I'd knit.
Rookie.
Worked until I had about, because it took about 27 grams. No, 27 grams by that point. And I was like, I'll remember that. Got to the end, got to 27 grams, started decreasing, didn't I? So I was left with 18 grams of yarn. I mean, it's fine. It's got in my scrap box, which I will put into something. But, yeah, I wasn't going to rip it back and just do it again. I'm not. I was too lazy for that. So, yeah. But it's only my second Musselburgh I've ever made.
It depends how you want to wear it. If you want to wear it quite slouchy, you don't really want to make it that long. No. I make them as long as I can because
you like it.
I like quite a wide band around my ears of the 4 layers of fabric because I get earache.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, nice hat.
Musselburgh May.
Musselburgh May.
Musselburgh May.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
All right.
I do plan on casting on another one, but I don't think I'll finish it before the end of May. We'll see. But anyway.
Depends who's driving up to Nibbles, Needles and Hooks.
Oh, yeah. You're driving.
Just talk myself into a job.
Yeah. Thanks.
Right then.
Do you want to go next?
Okie dokie.
What have you got?
I'm going to get the big one out of the way. So, when I went to Australia, I got my friend Ellie from Craft House Magic to make me a giant project bag.
Massive.
Yeah. So I can put all the things and all the projects that I was going to work on in Australia in one big bag.
And they went in there, but they didn't come out while you were there, did they?
No. So it's got beautiful lining, look.
Oh,
and lots of pockets.
That's my scissor case, which is in this
lots
studio.
of project pockets. So this is a test knit, which I'm doing for Factory Girl. Factory Girl Designs, and it's called the Tenderheart Pullover. Shannon's just dropped it because I'm making this in Holst Super Soft, and it's not particularly super soft when you're knitting it. And so she's held it and went and dropped it.
I didn't have to say that.
So
I don't mean to offend anyone. I've got quite sensitive skin,
Yeah.
so I can't deal with really woolly wool.
yeah. So I've got lots of Holst in my stash because I used it to make the Poise sweater.
I didn't know what was happening there.
So I'm using the leftovers and a little bit extras that I found. So this is the Tenderheart pullover. Obviously, I'm still got to do the sleeves. It's got a yoke and a really deep rib border. And I haven't done the sleeves yet. And the colours that I'm using,
I like the colours that you
it's
picked.
kind of like
What you're
very
wearing.
similar to what I'm wearing.
I like the colours that you're using.
So, the colours that I'm using are. This is the.
Is this mine? This is mine, apparently.
Well, I didn't have mine with me when I was babysitting your cat.
Hmm.
So this is the a skein that I did in a swap with Ruth from Ruth Loves to Knit, and it's called Sweet Pea. And I don't know if you can see, it's not a flat colour.
Well, there you go. You can see it through the
Yeah,
top.
it's
here.
got yellows in it. It's got different pinks and things. I think you can hold it slightly that way towards you because of the shadow.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see that. I think you can.
So it's not a complete, and that's called Sweet Pea. And this one, which was the main colour of my Poise, that's coming out really red, but it's actually a sort of burgundy kind of colour. It's a deeper red.
It's about that, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So I'm holding 2 strands double.
I was going to say I thought it was
Yeah.
2 strands.
So
this
this
looks like
is
it's really
obviously
fine.
those 2 held together. This one here are those 2 held together. And then this little stripe here is, this bag's too big.
Even though she wanted it that big.
This colour. And it's called Slow.
Oh, nice selection of colours.
So I just thought I'd use my leftovers. So what will happen is when I do the sleeve, I'm going to do a few rows of the pink and then this stripe again on the sleeve, and then the rest will be in this colour. Now anybody who's never used Holst Super Soft, it is quite crunchy yarn.
Crunchy yarn. I get it. I can hear it.
So it's ever so fine. And it's got like a spinning oil in it. So when you use it, your hands feel really like weird because they feel like they've got a coating on them. But when you block it, what you have to do is you fill a bowl with cold water, put the jumper in, take it straight out, empty it out, put new water in, soak it, and keep doing that until you get all the spinning oil out. And then what happens with this is it does then soften to become super soft. But yeah, Tenderheart pullover. I believe it's coming out mid-June.
I like the colours. I do like the colours. It's quite interesting how they work when you're holding the different colour
Yeah,
strands.
and I love the way that it marls together.
Can I just show this slow one? I don't know if they'll be able to see it. But again, it's not a flat colour.
No.
You've got pinks, you've got purples, you've got all sorts in there.
The only one that is kind of flat is the dark red. And that's called Venetian.
Drink Phoenicia.
Yeah, so that's that one. I am knitting size 8 and in the pattern there are options for bust adjustments, all sorts, and it shows you how you can move your sleeves. I'm not saying anything else because it's going to be a paid for pattern, but yeah, it's by Crystal, who's Factory Girl Designs. So that's the big one out of the way.
And now we're going back to small ones because I've got a small one. So this is the Simple Pleasures hat, but it's got a few adjustments on it. So the Simple Pleasures hat is a free pattern,
Purl Soho,
by Purl Soho, yep. And the idea is if you don't like mohair against your skin or something like that.
Oh yeah.
I've used suri silk because I don't use mohair because it does irritate me. So the idea is you knit quite a long,
I think it's about 4
brim.
It's
about 6 inches.
6 inches.
Yeah. I think I've done 3.5. Stop being rude. I've done about 3.5 to 4 inches just here. And the reason for that is because I thought I'd run out of yarn. So I've actually used mini skeins in a bit of a fade, and they're from Birdstreet Yarns 2022 Advent, I think it's the 22 one, where they had 4 colour groups and they had 4 20-gram skeins and a suri silk that went with each set. And I just picked up the blue ones just because it's blue. Obviously, it's me. I need to knit other colours, don't I? But yeah, so I kind of held the darkest colour with 2 strands, and then I introduced the next colour with the dark colour, 2 strands. Then you drop one of those 4-ply strands, and then you pick up your mohair suri silk sort of thing. So I picked up the suri, did it for a little bit, then I introduced the next colour, and then I introduced the lightest colour. So I think you can see the fade.
You can see the fade actually. Can you see it better from inside the hat? No.
In fact, it shows better on the screen than it does with like natural eyes.
Yeah. As opposed to unnatural eyes.
Anyway, I don't know what I mean today.
That's the fun of watching us. You never know what we're going to say.
We don't even know what we're going to say, and we're the ones saying it. But the thing is, you could still...
That's better.
You're so mean to me. You could still fold the brim up on this one, which I thought was quite good.
Mm-hmm. But you'd have the suri against your forehead.
Yes, so the suri is sort of literally there, and it is against my foot. My forehead? My forehead. I'm going to have to take my shawl off. I'm getting a bit warm now. Yeah, so it's still quite a nice one. I just need to add a pom-pom. I've got loads in my studio, in my stash, which I just need to add a pom-pom. Yeah. And yeah, I quite like it though.
It's very nice. Yeah. You need a dark pom-pom.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've only got light ones though.
I've got a navy one with black ends that I was going to put on Darren's hat, but Darren didn't want a furry pom-pom. He wants me to make
the
old-fashioned classic wind it round and round pom-poms.
Yeah, I might have to buy that one off you then, if that's alright. But yeah.
I'll swap it for a skein of yarn.
That's not how it works. But yeah, so I've made another hat. So I'm all on the hats at the moment, whereas when I first started knitting, I was adamant I would never knit a hat. I don't know why. But anyway.
Right then.
You got something else?
Okay. Who remembers this bag?
Isn't that my bag?
It is your bag. Do you remember what project was in it?
You even showed me the project earlier and I've completely forgotten that was in there.
So, Shannon was trying to make Tom a jumper. A stripy jumper.
I've lost that photo. I'm gutted that I've lost the photo.
I'm wondering if I have it somewhere.
Oh, wait, I sent it to you. Because we put it in one of the previous...
I possibly got it somewhere. Anyway, so what happened was Shannon was making a stripy jumper for Tom. Tom dyed his own wool for the
he did
for the jumper.
My recipes, but he
and
dyed
it was coming out, so it would have been snug on Shannon.
I could wear it, but it was I mean, this is quite snug, but it was more snug than this. Yeah.
So it would be like negative ease rather than and Tom is, well, if you've been to shows, if you know some of the shows that Shannon does,
Quite tall.
he's 6 foot something.
Yeah.
And
He's just under 6 foot.
And he's
quite big.
Big. And it wouldn't have fitted him. So I think I started unravelling it on one of the.
But like I measured against his hoodie, which we'll have to find the image.
We'll see if we can find the image and put it in.
Yeah.
So I think I actually undid it on one of the podcasts, didn't I? I started.
You started undoing it on the podcast.
Anyway, so I've started it again. What I'm using is the Sibling Sweater My Size by Laura Penrose, which I was test knitting before
it was released.
It was released, but I didn't get very far because of
your accident. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is what I've got so far.
See, it looks good.
Yeah.
I really like it. I think
he'll like this.
He doesn't know that this is happening. He keeps moaning at me that there is no sweater.
So you've got this bit along the top. So the Sibling Sweater, I'll put an image in.
Mm-hmm.
They've got narrower stripes, but he wanted deep stripes, didn't he? So that's why they're twice the length of the stripes in the actual pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that it works, but if not, I'll have to fudge it. But yeah, and it looks like it's gonna.
It looks like it will fit him. Yeah, we'll just need to. We're going to measure it against one of his hoodies today.
Yeah.
Before you go home, remind me.
I think what will happen is I'm going to have to do a deeper armhole than it says in the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got. It's yours.
I know, it's the Alpaca Silk.
So
and nylon. Nylon?
I don't know. So it's on the yak base.
Mm-hmm.
It's DK weight.
Alpaca Yak.
And it's in After Dark and The Hunt.
Yeah.
And he dyed them himself. So this is a reappearance of Shannon's project. And I worked on it a little bit.
I was looking for that project bag the other day. I thought, maybe I had a hole in it. Maybe I got rid of it, or I would have asked you to sew it up again.
Yes. Anyway, so I worked on it a little bit, so I thought I'd show you. Yeah.
And he doesn't know, so it's going to be a shock to him when he actually gets it.
It's fine, you can shut up about it.
I know. You can stop bugging me about a jumper.
Right then. Okay.
My turn?
Yeah.
So I've got something that is not blocked because I finished it last night, and also it is a brand new Blue Fern Yarns colour.
Mm-hmm.
So if I show you, so it's a Litmus Cowl. It is the third Litmus Cowl that I have ever made, and it is literally duplicate on the other side. And yeah, I'm really excited about this one. So I've done it slightly different, whereas I've used 100-gram skein, but only used 50 grams of it, of a variegated, and then in between I have got different solid mini colours in there, and I'm only using 5 mini colours. So I've done, rather than the usual 10 grams per colour, I've done 11, and it still makes quite a nice size half cowl version, because I think in the pattern by Jude Harper, it is a free pattern, he's got it as a double cowl. So I've just done half because I quite like a small cowl.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes you just want it round here, don't you? And you want to be able to get your coat on.
Yeah. So when you've got your coat on, and you've got your big coat on because it's freezing,
because we're Southerners.
Yeah. So when you've got your big coat on, you just want something that's up near your neck, and then your coat can actually get done all the way up. Because if you're wearing a big shawl, you can't do your coat all the way up, and it just gets a bit lost. So this is what I've got. The colour is, so it's a custom colour, and it is going into Nibbles, Needles and Hooks, as I am the dyer of the month for June. So we've got the variegated colour, and then we've got the 5 mini skeins as well. The variegated colour is called Nibbles, and then the mini colours are called niblets. Don't know why it makes me laugh every time I say it. So we've got Nibbles and Niblets. going into Nibbles, Needles and Hooks for the month of June. We will also have a few skeins when I'm there at the end of the month for the Renishaw Hall afternoon tea. But yeah, you'll see some photos of this pop up on Instagram over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, really excited about this. I love this colour. It's so not me.
It's weird actually, because when you said, "Oh, look at this,"
it's so not me at all. I'll have to send you the photo and you can put that in of the colour when it's in the skein. But I really wanted to see how it would knit up, because it was a different way of dyeing for me, so a different style of dyeing. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It does sort of a micro stripe, which I quite like. Again, if it's on a different circumference or knit flat or anything like that, it may look different again. But yeah, it was just to give people an idea of what it looked like, and I'll probably give them this sample so they can have it in the shop, so they can show off how it knits up. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. But anyway,
is that your third one this month?
No, third one this year.
Yeah, but only since
March, because it was after East Anglia, wasn't it, that I did the first one?
Yeah.
So yeah, since March it's the third one. But yeah, quite like a litmus. But anyway, yeah.
Okie dokie. So this one is another test knit, and this is called the Nala top, and I will pop a picture in of the designer's version. And I'm making this in, is that one attached? No. Filcolana Mercy, which is a 50% superwash merino wool and 50% Pima cotton, and there's 200 metres per 50 grams.
It's lovely and soft.
And the colourway is lead.
Yeah.
And it's a, as you can see from the photo, it's a sleeveless top, because we know that I'm confident enough to wear them now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So I don't know if you can see the pattern on there.
I think you can just about. It's a textured stitch.
I need a stitch holder stat. I just missed.
Bear with.
I'm going to just have to drop back and fix that one. Thank you. Yeah, just going to drop back and fix that one. So yeah, it's kind of like a broken rib, but not quite. And I'm not going to tell you because it's going to be a paid for pattern. So that is the back. And I've just started the increases to come down to make the armhole. There's obviously quite a lot because it's going to be longer.
So it's quite a high back.
Yeah. So and a scoop front.
Yeah.
So that's as far as I've got so far. It's not due until
it's lovely yarn.
I think it's 5-6 weeks. So yeah. So I made a good start on that. So my jumper has got to the point where once I've picked up for the sleeves, it's just round and round and round. So that could be a work project.
Project bag.
And so the project bag was gifted. My sister went to Amsterdam. I got a Stephen and Penelope bag.
I've got one too.
I got a message from her on the day that she was due to come back, and she said, "Bicycle or sheep?" And I went, "Bicycle. What are we doing? What game are we playing?"
I got the sheep.
Yeah,
I like the sheep.
And so yes, I've got the bicycle. You put it down before I got it over.
Happy now?
Yeah. I've got lots of opportunities for thumbnails. Yep. So, haven't done very much, but I'm just getting cracking on that.
Yeah. When did you say your test night is due?
It's 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh, okay, so you've got
So,
plenty of time.
Yeah.
Especially with you whiz knitter.
Well, I'm gonna
It sounded offensive, didn't it? I didn't mean it to sound
whiz knitter. I'm gonna. I wonder if Stitcher's Tees will do that on whiz knitter.
You could ask him.
There you go. That was my idea. Trademark. There we go.
So I cast on something new. I'm really excited about this because I've been wanting.
Do you have to do a shimmy every time you do cast on something new?
Yeah.
I cast on something new.
Shimmy. I think we need to end this podcast very soon because I'm just going to go a bit nuts. Anyway, so I have got my beautiful project bag by Emma from Eltonwood Craft. It is her own print design.
Beautiful.
And then also she's turned the print design into fabric and then made it into a project bag. So it's Emma from Eltonwood Craft and her logo is just in there. I'm sure I do this every time, but it'll flip round, won't it?
It does flip round.
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure I asked.
I did it okay.
All right. So yeah, I am using these are made. I'm doing this out of my own hand-dyed yarn. So this is Morally Grey on my Neps base, which is blown out a little bit. Oh, that's about right. So yeah, so it's Morally Grey on my Neps base, and then as a contrast, because I'm doing a colourwork jumper, my first ever colourwork jumper, I am using this one, which is so bright. It is called Aqua.
Hey Barbie.
Yeah, basically that works really well with the Barbie colourway that I've got. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so we've got those two colours, and I haven't done much because I've put it down because I was making the sample that I was doing for the shop, and then just pull that out. So I haven't done much. I have literally done this. This is the second time I've done it because the first contrast colour I picked
You couldn't see.
you couldn't see, which was so sad. So I haven't done much, but I'm quite happy with what I have done. When I do colourwork knitting, I am very slow. So normally I can knit somewhat quickly.
We still haven't done that video, haven't we?
No,
We did say we were going to do a video of how do you knit,
How you knit.
how do we knit, because our styles are quite different.
Yeah, and when we're at shows and like when we're at Venetia's, people say, oh yeah, I knit really slow and I knit really weirdly, I look really cack-handed, and I'm like, yeah, but so does everybody. Everybody has their own way of knitting and it doesn't matter.
In fact,
if you enjoy it and you're comfortable, that's it.
I've got a project that I'm going to show you where quite a few people at Venetia's knit a few stitches. So.
But yeah, so very, very happy. The pattern that I am making is called the Nordic Nights by Jen Staingas. We'll put a picture in, or Mum will, because she does all the editing for me. And I do have to, I'm going to show off my floats because I'm quite happy with them. They're not bad. They're good. Before I caught them, because these ones I didn't catch. Cause
I don't catch them.
I didn't know how to catch them. I had to use YouTube. But yeah, they're not bad. I mean, it is still on a tighter circumference, so hopefully they'll even out a little bit. I know some of them were done really tight. Look at that one.
Yeah, I never catch my floats. Even no matter how long they are, I never catch them.
Do you not then catch it when you put your jumper on?
Oh, I do it carefully.
I do not do anything carefully.
Who was that I was watching?
I don't know.
If I can remember who I was watching, they did a cowl and they didn't catch their floats, and then they went back and they got a crochet hook and they crocheted like up their floats.
Oh.
So they didn't move behind and they didn't pull. I will find out who it is and I will link it below.
Oh, I might not catch them then because it just slows me down even further when I'm trying to catch
No, I
them.
never catch floats.
Oh.
I find it I just feel as if it doesn't slow me down or anything like that. I just think that I tighten up if I'm catching them.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't
If you're not.
if I'm not.
Yeah. I don't know. But that's my first ever colourwork jumper.
Yeah.
Second time that I've got to that stage where
Yeah.
I'm at, because the first time I was doing it, I was like, No, it will show up more and more. The more I do of it, the more it will show up, and it just did not, did it? Because I
No.
showed you, and we were like,
Can you see this?
No. You said, well, you can. I'm sure if it, in a better light you'll see it. And I'm like, stop being nice and just tell me.
No.
And then you picked the aqua colour,
Yeah.
didn't you? So yeah, it really does show up.
Yeah.
It's really, really bright, which isn't my style, but I do like how it's working out. So hopefully it'll be really nice.
You can start knitting your own samples.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Right then.
You haven't made a sample for me for a little while.
I'm doing one at the moment.
Yeah, but that's outfit. That doesn't count.
How does that not count?
It's not due yet. I haven't had it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Oh, well, that's kind of a sample, but it's also yours.
Yes, so.
So maybe I'll take that back.
double duty. So this one is in my very, very posh.
Susan will appreciate it.
Yeah, Susan. We have, the three of us have got a very
expensive
pom-pom bag habit.
Obsession.
Yeah. So, I am test knitting again.
Do you do anything other than test knit?
I said that I wasn't going to do any more test knits.
And you're doing like 3?
So
4? 3?
The very kind lady who's doing the Nala top follows us on
Oh really?
on here and on our Instagram, and she was talking about the Sailor Swift top that I made and how anybody can wear it. Yeah. And so I thought, and I said, well, and she said that she was going to put a test knit call up, and I said that I couldn't do it in the time frame that she had, and she said that it was possibly going to move. So yeah. So anyway, Rebecca Clow, who is the Crayabear, she has done some. Sorry, got hair on it.
Straight on my left.
She did the toaster, obviously, and I've made a couple of those in DK weight, and she updated the pattern soon after it came out because it was originally in DK to add the numbers for 4-ply, and now she's doing a toaster tank and a toaster camisole and a toaster
cardigan.
No, something else. Anyway, so she's doing summer patterns, and then she went back because quite a few of us were knitting long sleeves on our toasters, and so she decided to add in the numbers for long sleeves, but also bust adjustments for different cup sizes, and so I am testing the 4-ply version, cup size F. So I'm going to be very brave and tell you what my measurements are. So I have got very narrow slopey shoulders, and I've got my shoulders are 17 inches from here to here.
Okay.
My upper bust measurement is 49 inches and my full bust measurement is 55 inches. So it's completely, if it fits here, it's too tight here and too tight here. And so I have to have various things. Anyway, so I'm testing the F cup size 4-ply version of the toaster that's going to also have long sleeves. And I'm making it in, so yarn I'd gifted. I did quite a lot of labelling and stuff for Shannon's Advents last year, so she gave me the Beaches fade. Yeah. I can't remember the names.
Do you want me to tell you the names?
Yes. So this is the fade. Oh, I love it. So what happens is, I was trying to explain this before and I didn't do it very well, but what I would suggest you do is Lily Kate Makes latest vlog podcast, she explains really well on how shaping raglans, how to shape raglans, because if you think about it, your neck and your shoulders here, shoulder tops here, they actually need to be quite rapid increases if you're working top down to get out, but then from here down to your armpit it doesn't actually change that much in width, slower. So it needs a slower rate of increases.
Just like the S shape that we were talking about before.
So which is what I was trying to explain about the kind of like the slope S shape, but I didn't explain it very well. So on this one, what's happened is, I don't know if you can see, if I show you the back, and I'll hold it upside down so you can see it. So this is the back, and you can see the front rolls around. So if you see, that's where the sleeve starts, but you've still got more material around the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's rapid increases along the front here, and there isn't on the back of the raglan. And then what happens is you need to get rid of those increases further down. So here, you can't see it because it's variegated, you've got decreases.
You might want to take a photo if you can.
So I'll see if I can take a photo. I'm not going to give you numbers or anything like that, but if anybody who does dressmaking will know that you put bust darts in to give yourself extra fabric. So this fits beautifully on my upper bust and my shoulders, but it also will fit my bust because it's got more room built into the front. And then what happens is underneath the bust you take that away. So that's how the shaping works. I'm doing it in a fade by Shannon on the shimmer base, which is 50% merino.
Yep.
50% silk.
Yep. I was wondering whether you'd get it right. Do you want me to name the colours for you?
So, and I started from the darkest going down to the light. And the reason I did that was because this is the lightest one. And this is the darkest one. And this colour looks better against my face than this one. Mm-hmm. So,
what order are you going to do it in?
The order that I've done it. So do you want to hold up them and I'll show you?
So this is the darkest one, and it is called Undertow,
which is the bit that goes down almost to the, it goes down to the underarm shaping.
Yep.
Yep. Then?
And then to fade it, what have you done?
So here, what I've done 10 rounds of helical knitting with the two colours, and then after 10 rounds I've dropped the original undertow and I've carried on with
tied. So undertow and tied.
Then what I did was that one's attached.
Yeah.
I did 10 rounds of helical knitting from here to here, and then I dropped the tides and I'm working on the
shoals. Okay. And
then finally what I will do is, once this is finished, I'll do 10 rounds of helical knitting with those two, and then I'll probably just do the rib because it'll be long enough by then.
And then this one's called Sandbank. So if you wanted it fading that way round, top to bottom, you've got Sandbank, shoals, tied and undertow. You can flip it like what you've done, and it's that way round.
Yeah. So, and it's a beautiful fade.
Oh, I'm done. I just dropped it.
Yeah. And so, so this will have 3/4 sleeves. I've said to Rebecca, because I've done the bust shaping, I'm going to do the 3/4 sleeves, and she's happy with us showing it. And so that will be an update to the pattern. And what I find is amazing with Rebecca is we all know designers that will do a new version and charge you the same amount again for the new version.
All they've done is DK to 4-ply.
Or 4-ply. They've gone from DK to 4-ply mohair, which is the same weight and all that kind of stuff. And so basically, I think rather than talk cryptically, I'm going to use an example of petite knit. She
and
does
their Oslo hat.
And their Oslo hat. So she has got the Oslo hat and the Oslo hat mohair edition, but she does this with quite a lot of her garments and all that kind as well. So she's got t-shirts that are summer weight, and then anyway, there isn't that much difference between them, so I don't think that you need to buy every single pattern to make certain adjustments. And what Rebecca does is she could have made Tolster for DK and then sold a Tolster 4-ply, but she just
Tolster jumper,
and then Tolster with bust shaping. But she's actually put them all as an update, or these new things that we're testing will be going in as updates to the original Tolster pattern. So you get so many different things, and it's like her Lauder pattern. She's got a V-neck jumper, a round neck jumper, a V-neck cardigan, a round neck cardigan, and a V-neck vest, and a V-neck waistcoat. You can do so many different variations, and she only charges for one pattern.
It's more expensive, but it is worth it.
Yeah, but it's not a huge... Camera might shake in a minute because we've got a visitor. But I just think it's amazing that she puts in so much work, and her patterns are very, very good value for money, considering the amount of information you get in there and the amount of options that you can choose. I think that's what it is. It's the difference between holding your hand and then helping you, giving you the tools to make those changes.
Yeah.
So hand holding and teaching, really.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, this is going to make the podcast even more interesting.
So how many more have you got?
I have got, well, kind of the one that we wanted to share.
Oh, right. So we can do it. Yeah.
So I've got one more. So it's your turn now.
Well, I've only got the this.
Okay.
Right then.
Yeah,
Come
so
on then.
I've got that as well. But
Come on then.
Yeah. Okay.
We're talking cryptically. We don't mean to.
We don't mean to. Are you happy to have him for a minute? Yeah.
Come on
Okay. He'll probably get more attention on the podcast than
He
we
always
will.
does. Come on then.
Oh, little baby. Okay, so I have got. Do you know what? I don't even know if I've got a tag on this. Oh, I do. My lovely big project bag, which is really, really nice, and it is by Sealed with a Stitch. Hopefully that will. I don't know how I'm going to show that.
You're so cute.
Hopefully that will show off really well. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to ignore that. And I am making the Vertices Unite shawl by Stephen West.
A shawl that we decided that we were going to both do together.
Hello. You're wearing the shawl that we said we were going to do together, and then you finished it before I'd even started mine. So I went rummaging through my stash. So he says 5 colours, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he says 5 colours. I've actually got 6 because I don't know what colours I'm going to do where. So I went rummaging in my stash. I have got this colour. So I'll show you all the colours and the names. So this is a Blue Fern Yarns one, and it's on my classic sock base. So it's a mix of like blues and purples and quite pale. And this was actually a colour of the month colour that I did for April last year. So it's not in the shop.
But that was your patron.
Yeah, that was for Patreon, which I'm no longer doing just because it took a lot more time than I could give, and I didn't feel right charging people when I couldn't provide the time that I said that I was going to.
And we're going to take a picture as well and put all your colours down.
Yeah. So this one again is another colour of the month, but this one's from the July. So we've got those 2. Then I've got another one, which was May. So we've got all of those together, and they're all Blue Fern Yarns. Then there's this one because I felt like something darker needed to go in there. So we've got Silent Night. Yeah. Then we've got Truly Hooked.
Ow!
What's he doing?
He's biting me.
Oi! Yeah, Truly Hooked with this gorgeous colour. So it's called Sparkle Sock, or it's on the Sparkle Sock base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon and 5% stellina. And it's called Hideaway. It's got lots of bright, fun colours in there. So we've got that one. And then, so if I put them back, and then I've got two that are currently on section 1. So I haven't done much, but it's only section 1. So I've got this one, which is Somerset Yarns, and it's called Tango in Paradise, which is quite neon, very bright. And then we've got a darker teal colour, which is just one of mine. Again, it's just a one-of-a-kind colour that I had. I'm just going to shove them in there, hopefully not pull them off the needles. And then I'm doing section 1. So, hopefully you won't go for them. This, sorry mum, this is section 1. And those two colours together are amazing. What do you think?
I really like them.
I really like them together. Individually, they're a bit, that obviously I love because, you know, blues and greens. But that, but together, I think they look amazing. So yeah, just started section 1.
So, the reason that we decided that we were going to do Vertices Unite was because everybody kept looking at yours at Wonderwall Wales.
Yeah, so this is my Vertices Unite,
And this is
my original one.
And this is the very first thing that Shannon made when she started knitting.
Yeah, so what did I do? I did a cowl. Did I do this straight after the cowl?
Yeah.
So this was my second ever knit then. And yeah, originally I was just going to do it in the grey and the yellow. So there's 2 greys in here. So you've got Concrete and Silver Fern, which you can see is striped there. Or you've got just a Silver Fern section. And I think you can see just about the outside bit is Concrete. So it's a little bit darker. And then I was going to use this, it was Turmeric, was this yellow colour that I had dyed. And then I'd done section 1 and 2, or 1 and 2, which are these 2. And then I was just like, there's something missing, and I couldn't figure it out. So I put the project down for a little while, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I was talking to you, I couldn't figure out what I wanted. We're going to pause this because this one needs food and he forgets where his food bowl is.
So the reason that we decided that we both wanted to make a new Vertices Unite was because quite a lot of people were commenting on yours at Wonderwall Wales, weren't they?
Yeah, so this is my Vertices Unite. Blues, greys and yellows.
And I made one for myself, which
got pinched.
I'm lucky that I've actually managed to get it out of the house to show you. So I made this one in Lang 150, which is it's like a sport weight yarn in merino, in fairly monochrome. So it's huge.
It's massive. So you've made the larger size in the pattern, but it's also massive because you've used a bigger needle size and the fact that it's sport weight. Yeah, so it is absolutely huge. Yeah. It's beautiful. I love that.
So I made this. It's never been blocked.
Is it not?
No. It's kind of relaxed into itself.
Yeah.
And my mum loves it. And she has really bad arthritis in her shoulders and her neck. And she sits there in the evening.
Just on your shoulders.
On her shoulders.
Yeah.
And so she uses it every night. And so I now haven't got a Vertices Unite. So I am going to make one. I have picked out my colours. And I will pop a picture in.
So we haven't really said why we're doing this or what we're doing with it.
So we decided, because we both wanted to make the Vertices Unite.
that we were going to make one together. We were going to do it at the same time, and off we go.
And
but then,
you couldn't decide whether you wanted to make one from your own stash or whether you wanted to make one
from my shop yarns.
For your shop yarns, so it would be a sample.
I wear my samples, so they're not just samples, they are actually things that I wear as well.
And so we decided that we were going to have a bit of a knit along. And Robin from, is it Wellbeing Knits.
Wellbeing Knits, yeah.
She'd recently made one as well, hasn't she? So we thought, oh, we're going to have a bit of a
make along, knit along. The idea is a Stephen West shawl, so it could be any Stephen West shawl.
We're going to put a picture up.
Yeah. If you've got less than 50% started on one, you can then join in. You don't have to finish, do you?
You don't have to finish. It's just if you want to make along, want to join in.
It's very relaxed.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be Blue Fern yarns. It could be any yarn that you've got. It could be rummage through your stash that you've got.
So the other thing was you decided with your Vertices Unite you were going to use your personal stash for yours, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm going to use my personal stash for both of mine. But I think the colours that I've chosen for the Vertices Unite are all Shannon's. Because they were my options they were going to be my options for the Geo Gradient.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use them for Vertices Unite.
Yeah.
And then we decided.
Well, we went through his pattern library, didn't we?
Yeah, and then we went through our own personal libraries to see which ones we'd got.
Yeah.
And we'd both got Vertices Unite and we'd both got Mosaic Musings.
Yeah. So.
And I'm going to put a picture of the Mosaic Musings up.
Yeah. And then we've both picked our colours. So if I show you mine, because mine are here, and then you can show yours.
I can put a picture up.
Yeah. So for the Mosaic Musings, I am using yarn from my shop. I've only got 2 of them, but you need. Can you remember?
It's four skeins because I think it's about 700 something meters per
colour.
Per colour, so it's 200 gram skeins really.
Yeah. And these are the 2 colours that I'm doing for mine, which I think will work amazing, hopefully.
So we were putting colours together for quite a lot of people at Venetia's.
Yeah.
And we were putting colours together and we smothered your desk, didn't we?
We did, yeah, before we went to Venetia's, yeah.
In colour. Because we were putting shawl sets together for you, for the shop. And, and then we said, oh, what about this? What about this?
Yeah.
And I think you've changed your mind about.
I've changed my mind so many times. This one was actually picked whilst at Venetia's because somebody held it up and then they held it up. Was that you? That was you. She always plays with colour and then makes me want to make things with them, which isn't a bad thing, but yeah. Anyway, so we've got Pool Party on my classic sock base, and then we've got After Dark on my yak base. Now the 2 bases work really, really well together. Yeah. There isn't a huge difference in feel either, and the texture isn't too different either. The yak's got an ever so slightly higher twist, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
they work.
This shawl is practically done in the same. So you've got the classic, effectively my classic sock, 75 and 25 for the fade, and then you've got the yak After Dark. So yeah, but yeah, I'm doing these 2 colours together. And then what colours are you doing? Are you going to put your photo in?
I'm going to put a photo in. Yeah.
So so they're the 2 shawls that we're going to do. The make along will run for about 6 months.
Yeah, I think we were going to go to the end of November, weren't we?
Oh, okay, to the end of November. Yeah, just quite casual. We will put it all up on Instagram so you can sort of share. There will be a hashtag which we'll try and figure out and pop on the screen.
We think what we might have to do is we might have to get you to tag Norfolk Girls Knitting in your picture on Instagram. If you haven't got a public Instagram, we won't be able to see it.
No.
So email norfolkgirlsknitting@gmail.com with your picture.
Yeah, and we can share it and then enter it into
and
the
if you're
same
happy,
trade, can't we?
and also mention in the email whether you're happy for us to share it.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is we'll probably do a little few prizes, won't we?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
A few gift-aways throughout. Maybe one halfway and then another one at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
If you want to join us, please do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we haven't got a Ravelry group. Because
I can set one up under Blue
Oh,
Fern.
can you?
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be Blue Fern Yarns.
Who's going to police it?
Oh, I can police it. Right, we'll have a think.
We'll have a think.
What I can do is I can put something up on Ravelry, so there'll be like a Ravelry group under my Blue Fern Yarns thing. I don't know what it's called. So I will put something up and I will make sure I review it at least twice a week. Yeah, I'll even pop it in my diary so I'll make sure I do it, because if it's written down, it happens. If it's not written down, it doesn't happen.
It's just, the reason we say that, it's not because we don't, want to interact on Ravelry, it's just that
we're rubbish.
You're rubbish.
Okay, well, I'm rubbish.
But I'm busy.
Yeah.
And it's just, I love following the comments on here and interacting with everybody on here, and I use Instagram quite a lot and interact with people on Instagram, and it's just another...
Ravelry is only where you put your projects. You don't use it for anything else, do you?
It's storm of hands. So.
Yeah. Okay, but I'll review it like twice a week, and we'll put all the details down below. There will also be details on Instagram. We'll make sure we'll share a post with all the information.
Yeah.
And I think that is it.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully you will join us. I'm very much looking forward to making this. So very bright and bold and so not my colours. I love those two striped.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I don't know, but I'm really excited, and I am making the larger vertices unite because I like a big shawl.
Yep. Yes.
I also have my eye on the, is it Starflake shawl? Is it the Starflake?
The one that
you made for our friend.
I made it for our friend.
It is that one.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's
Starflake. So I've got my eye on that one, but I think 3 might be
pushing it a little bit.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, so it'd be good.
Yeah.
So join in.
Please do. Yeah.
Let us know which ones that are your kind of go-to Stephen West patterns, and or even which ones that you'd like to make and you haven't made yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully
maybe
this will give you a little bit of a shove.
Yeah.
And if you get stuck, comment below and we'll see if we can all help each other out. Yeah. And we'll see you in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully you have enjoyed chatting along with us, or watching us ramble like we normally do.
The ridiculousness. Character building.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
When you
putting you to bed is character building.
Is character building.
And
she hasn't done it that many times.
I've done it enough. I don't need to do it anymore. I've done it enough. Anyway.
Yes.
Hopefully you've liked and enjoyed this. Give us a thumbs up and a follow if you can.
Yeah.
Don't forget we've got our giftaway, which we will pull prizes for anyway.
Yep. So if you can make sure that you subscribe to the channel for that one.
Yep.
And just remember, knit happens.
Knit happens.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye. Bye.